I'm really proud of the mayor. He said some of the things I was going to say, but I'm going to say some others. Proud of our accomplishments, what we've had in the first 17 years. First of all, our game in 2021, Auburn and Houston, is the only sporting event sellout at Protective Stadium. Now, Garth Brooks came in about 6 months after that and sold it out and put some chairs on the field. But we're the only sellout of a sporting event, and hopefully we'll do that again this year. Ticket sales seem to be going well for both of you guys. And then our TV audience. Since we've moved to Protective Stadium, and I don't know that had anything to do with it, but we've gone from 2.3 million viewers in 2021 to 2.6 million in 2022, and then last year 2.7 million viewers on ABC. It's a 3.5-hour commercial for the city of Birmingham and for all the communities around it. And Birmingham is still one of only 34 cities or communities to host a bowl game in the United States. So we're very proud of that. One other thing that Mayor didn't mention is we have a very close relationship with the Monday Morning Quarterback Club. That is who our charitable donations go to each year. And so with this year's game, we will have donated $490,000 to the Monday Morning Quarterback Club for their Quarterbacking Children's Health Foundation. And for those of you that don't know what the mission is, and is Michelle in here somewhere? She may be outside still. I think this past year they gave over $2 million to local charities. They raise and give that money. They actually give away more than they raise, so they do a great job, and we're proud to be associated with them. Also, the City of Birmingham, thanks for the support. City Council, thank you. And the mayor's staff, I think some of them are still here. We appreciate that. And corporate community, sponsors, that's what makes this go. And there's a lot of sponsors here in town. But I'm gonna get on with the show because y'all didn't come to see me. We're going to talk about this guy over here. 2021 graduate, Georgia Tech, offensive lineman. 2021. Oh, I mean 2001. Excuse me. Yeah, I started to say 2000. It's written down correctly. I just said it wrong. Yeah, 2001 offensive lineman. Last year, you guys were in the Gasparilla Bowl. Took Georgia to 8 overtimes this year. Georgia Tech was actually in Birmingham prior for a bowl game. That was a 1985 Hall of Fame Bowl. Show of hands, anybody that was at the Hall of Fame Bowl in 19? For real?
First football game I ever went to.
Wow, wow.
Talked to Coach Curry the other night and told him about it.
That's great. And so this is Georgia Tech's first Birmingham Bowl. And I'm going to welcome Coach Brent Key up here to say a few words.
Appreciate it. Got my notes written real fancy right here. So it's kind of what happens when you're in the middle of this time of year with everything. So first off, thanks Mayor Woodfin. I don't think he's gone out. So Mark, appreciate everything. We're really excited to be here. And we're Scott, fellow Husky man. Talked to Coach Wood on the way over. So oh yeah, go Huskies. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything. We're excited to be here. Clark, congrats to you on your team, and your team, your staff. What a year, man! I mean, we only had one crossover game with VTech, but as a coach, there's not a lot of time to do anything other than focus on what you do. And if there was ever a time, I actually kind of would always glance at your scores, because just to see what you've done, and really even thinking back a couple of years ago where I think you stood up at your media days and talked about what your team was going to be, and then to work every single day and knowing how hard that is, right? But then also knowing how hard it is to be at your alma mater and the pressure that comes upon that from guys you played with, teammates. I got some good advice one time. They said, probably going to lose a lot of friends. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, everybody's going to want their kids and their cousins and their nephews and everybody to have scholarships. But I know what it's like, man, and that's a pretty special bond to do that. Hell of a job, man. Really, really good job. And we're excited to play here, excited to spend time in the Magic City, and excited to be really back home. And our fans, to really be 2 hours away. I think it's 3 times the allotted tickets we've been given. We've already sold 3 times as many. So we're excited to be here. Our fans are excited to be here. Our players are excited for a chance to go and compete against a very good team. And, like I said, to come back home, it was my first football game was 1985 in Legion Field. And sitting up in the old upper deck, me and my granddad watching Georgia Tech and Michigan State play. It was rainy and cold on New Year's Eve. And Coach Curry had suspended 3 players, like it's the night before, for missing curfew. And 2 nights ago, I was on the phone talking to Coach about that. I was telling him that was the first game I went to, and kind of full circle, being able to come back. So he got a pretty good kick out of that, and then he started telling stories, and wow. And then Miss Carolyn got on the phone, and it was a time talking about Legion Field, and a lot of memories as we're getting ready to come over here and do this. So it's pretty cool. But the cool thing is for our players, right? The cool thing is for our seniors. And I'm sure much like your class of seniors, what they've done, not just this season, but what they've been through over the last 4 years, 5 years, a couple of them 6 years, the lows, the highs, the building of a program, changing of coaches, players in and out. It's a special senior class. It really is. They've been through a lot. They've weathered the storms. They've stuck together. We have as good of a locker room as you'll ever see. And I'm really excited for those guys to have one more opportunity to come play, to come compete together, and to have a quality opponent because, when you look at bowl games are about matchups, in my opinion. Right? You want to get the right matchups. And the Birmingham Bowl got it right. They got it right. They got it right this year with 2 teams. And as we were walking in, you talk about almost carbon copies of each other. When you look at teams that and how they play, how they compete, you can tell they play for each other. They play for their school in a day where that does not happen a lot of times anymore. So I think it's pretty special, ACC versus the SEC, and I'm very proud to represent the ACC against this matchup with Clark and his team and an outstanding Vanderbilt football team. So, again, thank you guys for having us. We're excited to be here, excited to compete, excited to have a lot of fun. Go Jackets.
Thanks, Coach. Now to this side, 2004, not 24, 2004 graduate, played fullback there. This is Vandy's second time in the Birmingham Bowl. 2014, we had you guys here, had a great game. But it's your third time in Birmingham to the 82 Hall of Fame Bowl. Who was here at the 82 game? Oh, still, of course it's got to be Hapsey, of course. And this year you beat a couple of teams that may be familiar to people in the state of Alabama, but don't want to mention that too much. But yeah, you had a great season this year. So I would like to introduce Coach Clark Lee to come up and say a few words.
All right. Well, first of all, Mayor Woodfin, I don't think is here anymore, but just appreciate the welcome. It's so great to be in Birmingham. This city means a lot to me. It's a close partner to Nashville, obviously a place that our team's excited to be in our fan base as well. Mark, thank you for making this happen. As the head coach at Vanderbilt, similar to Brent, it's an alma mater. It's a personal journey. It's something that means the world to me. And this moment is one that, in my mind, as I took the job and have fought through the adversity of building a program, this is a moment that means more than I can express right now. So, Mark, thank you for making it happen. And there's no better place for us to bring our team than here in Birmingham. I also want to thank the SEC office and specifically Commissioner Sankey. And, great to have them right across the street. And obviously, great members of the Birmingham community here, and always enjoy my time. Well, I guess sometimes enjoy my time in the spring meetings when I'm down here. Just depends on the topic of conversation. More and more here lately that the topic has been about the chaos of our sport, but I want to echo what Brent said, that there is something really pure about this game. And you know, from two great academic institutions, first of all, from two great cities, with two alums, with two great haircuts as well. If I can say that, I don't know. Yeah, that's right. You know, I think this is what college football is about. This is the game that Brent and I played back in our day. This is the game that our fan bases love. It is two passionate teams. And you know, when I started watching Georgia Tech, I too pay attention because I think every time you, and Brent was referencing this too, I think when you see the DNA of your program, whether it be the player connection, whether it be, you know, the mentality of the head coach, you pay attention to the team performance, you just take notes. And Georgia Tech's a team that I've taken notes on as Brent's built that program out. What an incredible transformation they've had. So much respect for them. I think the college football world was watching when they were in Ireland and had a great start to the season and just felt like they never slowed down. And I've got a couple of close friends on that staff. So again, an incredible matchup against two teams that really, to me, are mirror images. You know, tough offenses, multiple formations, motion shifts, creating space, physical run game. You know, that's a signature for both of us. Defenses that play really hard, care about one another, teams that are connected. You can tell their locker room is really, really solid. Same for us. And so special teams, the bridge between, and this is going to be a game where we're all fighting for every margin we can to try to win. And I know winning's important to Brent. Obviously, winning's important to us too. This is our 10th bowl game in 134 years of football. I'm obviously extra aggressive today with the waters. You know, this is a chance for us to reach for our first winning season since 2013. And our first bowl win since 2013 season, which actually happened in 2014. That's right, with the Birmingham Bowl. By the way, this is not a lie. I was not at the '82 Hall of Fame Bowl, but my first ever Vanderbilt football shirt was a 1982 Hall of Fame Bowl shirt, so I do feel connected to that. And so you're going to have two teams that play a physical brand of football, that play a passionate brand of football. You have two head coaches that care deeply about the institutions we represent. You have two schools that are among the greatest in our nation. And you have two teams that are so excited to be here to represent each other and to fight for a win. And I don't think it gets better than that. So with that, thanks again for having us, and looking forward to bringing our team down here to compete.
Open it for questions. I will say this, coaches, when you're asked a question, if you can just stand up here, that way everybody has it on their camera. And then for the audience, when we ask a question, I have a microphone. We'll come up to you. Please state your name, what outlet you're with, and which coach you're wanting to speak to. So we will now open it up for questions.
Sorry to do both of you guys, but Ryan Hennessy, NBC 13, if I could hear both of you guys, what does Birmingham mean to you? When this was pulled, I heard about the Birmingham Southern connection and then the Hewitt-Trussville connection. I said, that's got to mean a little bit more to both of you guys. I know it's about the team, but what does that mean if Coach Keefe?
I mean, I was born in Caraway Hospital, right up. This is home. This is where I'm from. Can y'all hear me? I can even be louder. Both of us stand up? All right. Is that better? All right. So I was born at Caraway Hospital, which right up the road, was right up the road. So family all went to Banks High School. Grew up in Huffman until I was 13, moved out to Clay, and graduated from Hewitt. How can it not mean a lot to me? I mean, you talk about going to city stages when you're growing up your whole life, and I mean, goodness gracious, you talk about food. A lot of good food. I might have to take a couple of trips out from the hotel, go a couple spots. I don't want to throw one under the bus or another one, but I mean, just, you know, growing up as a kid, playing Little League Baseball down at Huffman Ballpark, and went to Sloss Furnace, and when the Civil Rights Museum opened up, and taking a trip there in school. And I mean, Birmingham, I mean, there's a reason why, you know, I know there's a lot of professionalism in the medical industry and all those things there, but Birmingham's grit now. Birmingham's grit, Birmingham's toughness, and that's what we built our football team on, right? That's what our football team is. When I left Birmingham in 1996 and went to Georgia Tech, right, that's what Georgia Tech is as well, and that's what attracted me. That, or the fact that Jack Wood and George O'Leary were the same person, except for those were my high school head coach and my college head coach, except for one of them had a southern drawl and one of them had a northern accent. I mean, they were both as mean as a rattlesnake now, and both still are. But no, this means the world to me. Family and friends that I know will be around. Birmingham is college football. Birmingham is college football. Always has been. And to play in a bowl game here is pretty special. And to be able to play against Vanderbilt, like Clark said, so many similarities in the schools, the football programs, the academic rigors that our players go through every single day that provide those bonds and that shared adversity in the locker room. You couldn't ask for a better matchup of teams, and to be here in Birmingham is pretty special.
Yeah, I would echo. I mean, obviously, we have 8 players on our team from the state of Alabama. We have 3 from here in Birmingham. There's a number of our staff members too that are from the state. So there's a lot of connection. I didn't actually realize that Brent was from Birmingham, which is really special. And in my 1 year at Birmingham Southern, I do remember going to the Purple Onion a lot. I don't know if that's still around. Is that a okay? I remember that. So if you want to go and we can hang out.
Take you to the Bright Star.
Okay. You know, I played baseball at Birmingham Southern, and that was the 2000-2001 season, and I was a part of a team that had so many local ties, and I built so many great friendships that last to this day with guys from this area. But that team, coached by Brian Shoup, was the 2001 NAIA World Series champion, and I think Brent would probably echo this too. You know, every team you're a part of, every experience, you learn something from it. I mean, I learned so much. It's also, you know, when you're 18, 19 years old, you're going through kind of figuring out who you are and what you want out of this. And that was a formative year for me around an excellent coach, an excellent program, and an excellent group of teammates, and certainly set a course for me to reach for success long term. So a lot of great memories, a great year, and again, I followed closely, you know, with sadness what has occurred at Birmingham Southern, and look at my time here with great reverence and gratitude for all the things that I learned and for what I was able to be a part of.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Clinton Woods, Birmingham. Wanted to ask a question to Coach Lee. As a 2009 receiver at Tennessee Chattanooga, we played Alabama and got beat by 40. You were able to get the win. I kind of want to ask what it was like to get the eyes of the sports world to kind of turn onto you in that moment after getting that win. And follow-up question, did you ever get the goalpost back?
The goalpost has been cut up, and we did get it back. It's been cut up and auctioned off, and now I'm signing parts of it, I feel like every day. You know, Brent experienced this in their game against Miami, and I think the sports world turned attention to their program as well. You, as a coach, you're, first of all, every game you play, you expect to win. And, you know, that's been true since I accepted the job in 2021, and certainly there have been enough results where there's been incredible distance between us and the competition. And we have a saying in our program, belief is a practice. And it's meant to just kind of underlie this idea that if you believe in what you're doing, it shows up in how your actions, your habits, your attitude towards the work that has to be done. And, you know, at the times at which a win against Alabama felt, you know, like a million years away, we just kept stepping into the right action, the right behaviors, doing the right things the right way with the right people. And that moment obviously was important and significant. I don't know that I'll really understand it until this kind of carousel stops and we're able to reflect on the season. But what I would share with you is the absolute joy I had in sharing that experience with a fan base that needed that win. And that'll be something that I remember forever. And it was really important to me in the moment to make sure we celebrated as a team and understood the significance of the moment, but also that we quickly turned the page because we had a game against Kentucky the next week. And I was proud of the way we were able to stay on course and keep our focus. But again, a special moment and a special year that signifies what I have commented on as the beginning of our program's growth and reach for more. And so that's how I feel about that game.
Any other questions? I think we will close it out. If you want to have some one-on-ones with the coaches, I think we'll have a couple minutes for that. But thank you all so much for being here today. And never mind, we got Mark.
I'll grab it right here. Yeah, so we've got a reception. We've got some food and beverage that needs to be eaten and drank. So please hang around and join us, and let's celebrate this 18th Birmingham Bowl. So join us. Presented by the Sheraton Birmingham, by the way, the reception is. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all December 27th.